So, Lara, then I'll just.
So Laura, we're here with Eric Lindstrom, who's a producer involved with
I'm actually
the
the
Tomb
creative
Raider
director.
franchise.
I'm the creative director.
You're the creative director.
Yeah, producers, they're money people, they're schedule people, they're boring,
Yeah.
they're boring,
Oh.
they're boring people.
Yes, they are.
Like accountants, huh?
This conversation started, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the word is editing.
Editing. Well, in any case, you get to work with Laura.
I do.
I heard that the original motivation for putting Laura in was that they got tired of looking at a sweaty guy with a leather hat on and looking at his butt from the rear. Is that true?
I believe that sounds more true than it is.
Okay, and it was much more appealing to follow Laura's butt than it was some sweaty guys.
That's hard to argue. That is hard to argue. But at the time, she was a sketch on a piece of paper.
Right.
So it was very much trying to go into new places and very successfully.
How long have you been involved with the Tomb Raider product?
I joined the Tomb Raider Legend team in pre-production, so 5-6 years now.
Tomb Raider Legend. Now, Tomb Raider Legend is, according to our camera person here, Mike says it's really you like that game, right? Tomb
Yeah.
Raider Legend. You like the way the interface was done. And
Yeah.
Didn't you say once
That's
that
one.
that the interface, every prior Lara game should be made over like that?
Well, that was more after Anniversary,
Yeah.
Okay.
which did even better job.
Yeah.
And I was like going, it's like if they could do only, it's like thinking, and I haven't actually played any of the older ones. I mean, I
I've
played the
played them
first
all.
one. I played Chronicles, but I played through a bit of the second one, and you get to the point, and after playing Anniversary, I'm like going, I'd probably be more inclined to play through this in like one more. I'd be more interested in playing through it, if
So-
it was like Anniversary.
Gameplay has changed over the years.
So what's your favorite one?
My favorite video game. My favorite has about a year ago, where we had a lot of the mechanics come in, a lot of the visuals start to come in, and there's that moment. What you're calling gelling is when you can see the game. A lot of what you're doing is squinting, and you're imagining what that game's going to be around the framework that you're looking at. But that moment when you can actually see it, that's
So now
that
it's
first
working.
moment.
It's working the way we want it to work. And
Yep,
it's-
yep. But then later we've got another gel moment where not only can we see the game, but this is the way the game is going to look and play, and it's going to be lush and amazing. So we had multiple gel points.
Okay. So what is it that you like most about it?
What I like most is that it truly is an epic adventure. It is something that is emotional in the way you respond to it. It's like that T-Rex moment in the classic Tomb Raider, that it's not just about fighting a creature. It's about walking down a hallway, hearing a sound, seeing a big foot come down. A T-Rex is in front of me. What do I do about it? I'm gonna run. It's it's not about, oh, I'm gonna press this button and I'm gonna. It's about, oh my God, what am I gonna do in
Because
this
those people
scenario?
who stood there and fought that thing died real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's what is most exciting to me about Underworld, is that there's a lot of exploration, there's a lot of discovery, but there's a continually fresh set of emotional reactions as you go through the game that makes it feel like a grand adventure.
So I like it a lot because it's underwater. It's not just Underworld, it's underwater.
Water has been a traditional mainstay of Tomb Raider experiences, but they often are frantic experiences. You trying not to drown, you're trying to find the next
right.
air pocket. We wanted to bring that back without the panic. We wanted to give her scuba tanks so she could explore those spaces, find what she could find down there, understand what she needed to do to be able to get doors open and puzzles solved. But it's still a small sliver of the game. There's many different places she goes.
And some of the places she goes are not underwater.
Most of them are not underwater. We start out in the game out in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea because that's setting the tone that she's going to go to new places and unexpected places. But she spends a lot of time in jungles. She goes to jungles of Thailand. She goes into Central America. She also goes into ruins in the Mediterranean Sea, where there is a surprising amount of air trapped down there from a long time ago. She also goes to the far north, but we're not saying much about that yet.
Okay, all right. So, did I ask you already what your favorite part was?
I think you did, but I can't actually say what my favorite part of the game experience is because that would spoil it. But
Right.
generally, my favorite aspect of the game is that there are so many of those parts in the game.
Okay.
That there are all kinds of times where we're showing to press, we're showing to other dev people, and they just sit back and they go, "Wow, that was amazing."
Yeah, I like to be able to climb. I think Laura does a good job climbing and
Yep.
moving along walls.
And she can do that more than ever. She can free climb on some walls. She can balance on beams. She can even climb on top of the poles that she normally does gymnastics on. She can balance on those as well. She can chimney jump using chained wall kicks. These are all new abilities that she didn't have before.
Did you ever get frustrated if you, in some games, you'd come up to a wall that was like about a foot high and you couldn't get over it?
Yep.
It used to drive me nuts.
Yep. Why the heck? Well, that's why from almost day one we developed this philosophy. What could Lara do? And it's not about what she would do, it's about what she's capable of doing. And we wanted to apply that philosophy so that players, no matter whether they were hardcore gamers or mainstream players, would be able to understand what they could do because their intuition told them what they could do. Not that they had to memorize a bunch of arbitrary game rules of, oh, if you see a tree there, there's going to be an invisible wall, I can't go that direction. But to have
Right.
it make intuitive sense to people.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. How much plot's in it? Laura doesn't talk much, but is there any?
There's plenty of plot. A strong narrative structure was very important to that adventure aspect to it. So she has a tech team that she communicates with, but not during the gameplay itself. Mostly when